What's cracking, guys? In this video today I want to talk about the squat, bench and the deadlift, my training program, what I'm doing and what I have been doing. And first of all, the 7th or 8th of February I did the powerlifting competition and I hit some pretty damn nice PRs for myself. And after that competition I rested for a couple of days and then I started with this program, and I squat and I benched and I deadlift every single day for about 10 to 12 weeks, I think, until just 2 weeks ago where I did my last competition. So during that entire time I squat, bench and deadlift every day, obviously, and my numbers improved quite a bit. I hit some nice PRs, I did some nice things. I increased my total with 32.5 kilos, which is like 70 pounds or whatever. And I'm pretty damn happy with that, so I'm gonna talk about that squat, bench and deadlift program that I did, and why I did it, and all. I tried to cover as much as possible and try to not miss anything. So obviously my main focus was to get stronger in the specific movements in the powerlifting exercises, which is the squat, bench and deadlift, obviously. So that's what I focused on, and some accessory exercises as well, like those that I felt was necessary, some for the bench and some for the deadlift, like stiff leg deadlifts and all that, but I will talk a little bit more about that soon. So first, something that's really helped me with doing squat, bench and deadlift every day is the fact that my technique improved a lot, because I'll show you a video here that this is how my deadlift looked for like the first 2 years of my training, and I had no idea that I had such a rounded lower back, because I didn't have anyone tell me. I wasn't like at a powerlifting gym, I didn't have good people around me, and also I didn't feel myself at the beginning, so I just had no idea that that's what I looked like, and I was just feeling that I was in a good position and I was very strong in that position. Obviously it was not a good position, and I didn't really know that. So my deadlift has been kinda on the same weight ever since like the last year, and that's why my technique has improved. So I had to go down in weight a little bit, but now it's gone up again. So you will see new videos of me as well, and I'm working on my mobility very hard, because one of the problems before was that I just couldn't get a straight lower back, because I tried a lot after I had knowledge that I did it, and I tried to make it straighter, and I just knew that I had to work on some mobility. And also my squats has improved a lot because of the technique that since I practice the lift every single day, 5 days a week, it's improved a lot. And first I was like some year ago or so, I was like, to me it didn't make sense that you would pull more weight if you had better technique, because like it was easier to lift heavy weights if you did round your back a little bit. But then when I hit the PR in the squats like 6 months ago, and I did 170 kilos, and it was super smooth, and I managed to stay kind of upright and not lean over so much and let my ass come up. It instantly felt much easier, and that at the time was a 10 kilo PR, but the PR that I hit 160 kilos before, that was like, it wasn't below parallel, and it was very ugly lift. So at like with the same depth and everything, was maybe like a 25 kilo PR for me. So that really opened up my eyes to the technique, that it's very, very important. So since I train the lifts every single day with that high frequency, the weight is relatively low, It's about in the 65 to the 85% range, which allows me to really work on the form, and because with that light weight I don't really need to have my ass shoot up before my back, and it just really helped me focus on my technique in all the lifts actually, which is pretty damn nice. Also, as you can see in the comparison videos, it really helped, because on my competition in February those lifts were truly grinders, all three of the lifts. My bench was a really grinder because I didn't even do my third attempt because the second attempt was so slow. And also the deadlift was like the hardest deadlift I've done in my entire life because it was also so slow, and I felt like I was gonna pass out at least a couple times. And the squat really looked like a max effort squat. So very happy with the progress, and obviously technique improved a lot, and I just feel like I have gotten some real strength, and I'm very happy about that. So obviously I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing right now, maybe make some changes and not have it slightly linear like I have done it. So if you're interested in doing this, I'm gonna tell you right now a little more specific about the actual program. So obviously squat, bench and deadlift is in every program in some way. It doesn't always have to be like in the like a competition lift. I mean, you can do variations like go slow on the way down, or change width of your bench press width or stance in the deadlift or squat, and beltless, and different rep ranges also to boards or from blocks or deficit in deadlifts, and pause squats. You can do all kinds of stuff, try high bar, try low bar, depending on whatever you're doing, because it will translate into your competition lift. And also about, as I said, the weights is about 65% to 85%, and I keep the reps about 2 to 5 reps in the squat and deadlift, squat and deadlift, and the bench is about 2 to 6, and then I do some like 10 reps sometimes with normal bench, and but mostly in the close bench, because I want to build some triceps, and that's the main exercise that I do for triceps. So that's about the rep ranges, but mostly it's like 2 to 5, because I'm doing a lot of sets instead, and the sets are like 6 to even up to 15, and mostly I do pyramid sets, so I start on a lighter weight, work my up to a heavier weight, like maybe from 65 to 80%, and the reps decrease at the higher weights and then go down again, and that turns out to be quite a lot of sets. And rep wise, over the course of a week I do like 250 to 300 reps on the bench press, and on that I count the bench press and the close grip, and not any other like assistance exercises like dumbbell press or whatever. And the squat and deadlift are a little bit lower at like 150 and maybe up to 200 reps per week. So like try to write out every single day and see about how many reps you get up to. But that's about that, and the sets, like the bench sets per week is like 60 to 70 sets per week, and the squat and deadlift is like 30 to 45 sets per week approximately. And then of course you can vary like in blocks and do like a block of 2 to 3 weeks or whatever with slightly higher volume and lower intensity, and then medium intensity, medium volume, and then low volume, high intensity, so that you change it up a little bit every now and then. Because if you want to do high volume, like if you want to progress over time you need to do more and more volume, and that's why you in some periods drop the volume a bit and increase the intensity just to change it up. And you could try to do somewhat of a linear program and increase the weight slightly every week, and you will make great gains. And also, as if you're watching Omer Isov videos with his couch, and they talk about practice makes perfect when you're doing the lift, and they said like perfect practice makes perfect, because you want to train with as good a technique as possible and really focus on that, and your competition lift will automatically be that much better if you always practice perfect. So make sure to do that. And also, because you're training so light weights, because it's actually very light weights at that percentage of your 1 rep max, you could stretch before your workout, because it's not really that hard to perform the reps afterwards anyway. Because if you are going to do a 1 rep max, maybe the smartest thing to do would not be to do stretching, because that would just maybe fuck with your muscles, and it would get a little bit harder according to studies and whatnot, but I'm not a scientist, so whatever. But make sure your mobility is on point, because if you perform the reps perfect and with good technique, you will be able to train with a higher frequency, because a lift performed with good technique will be much easier to recover from than someone doing bad technique, because it will just add so much more muscle parts into it, and that will get sore and fucked up and all that stuff. So make sure your technique is on point, because that will make it that much easier to recover from it and do this high frequency stuff. But if you're a beginner, maybe you should start with like 3 to 4 days a week, and over like a couple of weeks work your way up, because the first week or two you will be sore, but you will be fine after that. That at least was my experience. So make sure to eat a lot of protein as well, so you will recover. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions, make sure to ask any questions in the comment section down below, right under that like button, and make sure to subscribe as well for more videos, and we'll see you guys later in another video.